Hey and welcome. In this section we will build simple chat application for chat room. Like there is thousands of people, everyone from his device he could log in with his name, like Leia, anyone from his device he could log in to this chat room and he could text and all the people in the room could see these messages. Like for example, how are you doing? Okay, then you click send, any person in the room could see this message. So the idea of this application, we will learn it. We will learn how to use Firebase database, how to use Firebase anonymous authentication to access to the database, and many things we will learn it during this section. So let's get started step by step to build our chat room. Hey and welcome. One of the most interesting features that Google provides for developer is Firebase. So if you go firebase.google.com and you make sure you are logged in, then click start to get started using this service. This service provide a lot of services to developers and make it really easy and straightforward to manage your server side. So what these services? There is many of these services for now. So think about, you need to see how the users doing with your app, how many males you have, how many females, what they are interested in, and many information. By adding tool in your code, you could get all this information about your users. What about authentication? Think about, you want your user to log in before use your service. Really easy to do it with Firebase. You could do it with many different services like Google, Facebook, Twitter, GitHub, anonymous, or by username and email. Database. Firebase provides real-time database that will be very helpful for developer to use it for chat application and many like social media apps. And really easy and flexible and could have as much as data you want to add, you could add. And really easy to use it. So instead using HTTP call, as web service, SQL, MySQL database, just directly interact with this Firebase service from your phone. Storage, you could store files and videos for your users here. Also hosting, you could host something static here, and many things here like crash. You see how the crash happen. You want to send notification to all the users who are using your apps. You want to set configuration for remote users. So think about, you have millions of people are using your app and you want to change something in all these users. You don't need to update, release a new update. You just set it here, push it, this update will go to all the setting will go to all your users. And dynamic link and add mobile, so you could use it to add advertisement in your application to get money from it. So let's get start learn how to use this service step by step. Again, let's get started by configure our application to start using Firebase and try to get analytic of the users who are using our app. So to get started, I will look at a new project. I will name it chat app, and this chat app doesn't have any more information. Just make sure to go to your iOS and push it there, then you will have it. So this is very basic application. So first step you have to do, just go to Firebase, then click on create a new project. So create a new project for your app. So here we give a name for your project. Let me name it my Udemy apps. Okay, and click create. He will create a project for me. So on every project you could add apps inside as much as you want. So you will have a project, you will have different app in that project. So if you see, this is the console, say add iOS. Okay, click on this one. He'll ask you about the bundle of your application. Okay, this is my bundle, I know about it. Copy it. It is here in my app, com.hussein chat app. Then go back to your application to see this is the app. What the name of it? This is optional. Name it chat app. This is the app store ID. After you upload your application to the store, please make sure to add the ID that you get it when you upload your application. Try to update it here to avoid any risk in people to use your Firebase. So register app, he will create the app for you and this file. Just click on download and you will be able to download this file for you. So I just take this one off from my screen and try to see where is the file. So so this is my download page and this is the file. Just copy it, paste it here in your project. If you see here, make sure you check this in, so he will copy it in your project. Copy. Now you're done, make sure just close the application completely. when you close the application completely, open the terminal, okay, and go cd to the application path. So I'm sure I save it here and I name it chat app. So this is my application path. So I click enter ls. This is what I have so far until now in that folder. So let me just minimize it so you would see what I do, what I update, and what people could see. So looking back to your chat application or to the Firebase console, if you click continue here, he will tell you something like how to do pod, how to add these things, and all this stuff. So first of all, he's talking about something named pod. So you have to make sure you have pod in your device. If you don't have it, just look on Google for Coco pods, okay, and just click on, and you will see he opened this website for you and try to do download do install for the pods in your device. I don't know why it take all this time. So yes, I'm uploading files, so I know why he take all this time. So this Coco pods is the package that help you to install many SDK library in single click, which is amazing. It was really hard before to add third-party library to iOS, but with CocoaPods it's really easy. List your library, one single click, and you're done. So to install CocoaPods really easy. Just you have to write this code: sudo gem install CocoaPods. So just going here, just write this command and click enter. It will take some time until then he will install the CocoaPods for you. After you enter the password, it will take like some time, then he will install everything for you. I already installed it, but I don't know why I reinstall the things again. So let you wait and see. After a while I did install and I complete everything. So let's get started with CocoaPods. So to use CocoaPods you have to use pod first init, okay, then click enter. When I write pod init, see he create file for me, name it pod file. If I click ls, I will see it here. This is the pod file. So to open it, I use nano or vim, whatever tool you would prefer, then say pod file, enter. So he'll open this file for you. First of all, make sure to remove this hash. That means, hey, I want to use this platform. Don't care about iOS 9 or 10 here while you want to work with iOS. Sorry, let me just go exit. I did some mistake. Control X, no, then again pod file. So just remove this one. So don't care about the number 9 here. Maybe they change later on to 10 or 11. This means the CocoaPods now they provide libraries for iOS 9. This is not part from your code. This is from the CocoaPods library. So maybe they change it to 10. They maybe change it to 11, but still line still working on 11. So you don't have any problem. If you see it 9, 10, 11, no problem. Here you would add the library that you wanted. Which library? I need to add the Firebase cover. You just say pod, then you add Firebase /cover. Make sure you write it in the same way that I wrote it. Pod, then make sure you add space, then Firebase, then slash, then first character capital, cover, bam, you're done. Click Ctrl X. You want to save it? Yes, enter. Bam, he done. Now you want to install it? Pod install. And here is it. Not too many work. He installed. See how many libraries he installed for you in single click? It was really hard before, man. It was taking a lot of time to do English. Now it's really easy and straightforward. Now if you look here, you see he created many files for you. We are no longer using this one with A. We are using from now and later on we are using the workspace. Why workspace? Because now we have more than one project. One of them is our project. One of them the pods that have many libraries that we want to use them, like Firebase Analytic, Cover, and many things. So we have to use the Firebase project. So to start using Firebase, I want to use for first thing I would just use the analytic part. So to do it really easy, just go here and say, hey, I want to use analytics. So first of all, make sure you import Firebase. Okay, if you don't see it, that's mean bigger problem. He wasn't able to see the Firebase. So okay, make sure you close it, reopen it again. Hopefully install now everything again for us. Bam, here is it. If I just again write it import, you have to see you have to show me like Firebase. Maybe it will take some time until he will be enabled. So here you go, Firebase. Then here on application.load, like when the application started, please configure my application to start using Firebase. You say it fire, this way, fire app, dot, then you say configure. And bam, you're done. By adding these two lines only in your code, now you could track the users who are using your apps. You could see what they are doing, what the button they click it, and many details you may be interesting to know about your users. So let me run it and wait for a second and see. While it's running, let me just show you some applications that I have in my Firebase, so you would see what you could get from adding only that line in your code. So yes, wait for seconds and see. Sorry, before you do that, make sure we are in this step. Make sure you just click this one next, then click finish, so you will see the app, because you may not be able to see the app view. So before you're doing that, make sure click that things. While you click it, now go back again, stop the device and rerun it again, because you need to get the app first. So yes, hopefully in seconds you open my Firebase. So I will show you what you could see by adding that two line only, what you could track from users who are using your apps. It's really fantastic things they added for the developers. So what the age of the users who are using your app, what they are interested in, what the button they click it, and more details about these apps. So I could open any app. So let me open this one, which is, I would use the one who have like too many users. Let me see someone have too many users. It's 27. Too many. What was that on deck? 27, 8k. Yeah, maybe this one. This one will be helpful because it gives you many details about your users. So on the authentication, sorry, in the analytic, you will see the informations about your users. Here you go. This is the information that you could get about your users, like active users, and every time. Also, you would see how much time they spend using your app. You see how many males and females, from where they are, and also what they are interested. So 8% from them interested in art, entertainment, and this is the important things. Even what they click in your app, like what the buttons they click, like clear app, remove app, update app, open, and many things you could see. Many details you could see about by adding that two lines only. So yes, here we done. I'll let you go to next thing in this chapter. Hey again, in the first video we did just configure it to our application to use Firebase, and by the end we was able to see this line in the end of the application, which is Firebase analytic enabled. That's mean our application now able to use Firebase. So let me just close it and make sure you close it to start using another service in Firebase. So what the service I want to use it? I want to click on my application that I created and I want to use authentication. Like I want people to authenticate to use my service. See, there's many services. If I click any service like database, for example, see there's a rules here to use this service. For example, the people who use this service have to be authenticated. So now no one could use your service if he's not authenticated. So if I just go to the authentication, I would see a lot of type of authentication signing method, many types. You could use any one of them you'd like. Maybe you want people to log in with username and password. That's what we see it in the next section. Maybe you want people to log in using Facebook or whatever. Or maybe you want to just log in anonymous. That means they don't enter anything. Just you register them by code. So I click on anonymous. I just click enable. Bam. Save it. So he saved it. Now what I will do, I just try to use this service. So to use this service, first of all, you have to go back to the authentication, to this part, to the chat app, and make sure open the nano for the pod file again. Pod file. Why pod file? Because I need to add more service here. So what the service that I use it, the user I want to add it now, it is name it pod Firebase /auth. That's mean authentication. Any type of authentication will goes under this one. Now Control X, yes, save it. Now install it, just pod install. Okay, sometime you will install all the library for you. See how many tab library, just install them in seconds. So what I will do, bam, going back to my project, Swift 4, sorry, it's not Swift 4, it's iOS. iOS, the chat app, this is my project. Now my project should be able to use authentication. So going here, you see he just add authentication. So as I told you, this type of authentication that we use it just by code, just to make sure he could use the chatting service, he could use the database service. So to do that, I just write the code for the authentication. So to use the authentication, first of all, make sure just go to this part, the view controller, make sure to import the library for Firebase, so you could use it. After you import the library for Firebase, just you go here and define your function for login. Function, name it login enumenas. So you just could name it any whatever. Maybe you need to use it, so I define the function. You want this function to get called whenever the application gets started. That when the application started, first thing you would do it, hey, call this function for me. Make sure this function is available. I don't need this function, just login. So to do login, just say fire, FAR, auth, if you see it, dot, what, authentication, with this one, what, auth, pum pum pum, pum 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 pum, Firebase, fire auth, this one, not Firebase, not that one, I have to use, sorry, authentication, AR, authentication, not Firebase login, then dot authenticate, then dot sign in. I want to do sign in, so sign, and this way is IGN sign in enumenas. So this way of signing in, and this in enumenas, you say, hey, what you want to do when he complete? Okay, there's two things I may do in that when he complete. So just open a bracket, close it. So I say, hey, in the complete, I get two information. One of them, the user information, the database that he created for me, and may I get error. Okay, and then I say in, then you could write your code here, Okay, so what do you think I should do here? For example, I say, hey, if there is error, so if let error equal error, but I have the error here, pam error, this error, I make sure I spell like same. If I have error, that means show me print cannot login, if there is error. Else, if there is no error, show me the user UID. So just print, say user UID, then you say slash, hopefully I did correct. Then here, if you click user here, you would see there's many information about the user. You could do email, but this type of user anonymous, so he doesn't have email, he just have user UID. One interesting thing about UID, every user will have a unique UID in the database. So by just adding these two lines, when he start the application, he first of all he try to sign this user. If the user already signed in, he just show you whatever ID he have. If the user is not signing in, he show you, hey, let's say value error but never use it. Okay, they don't agree. Why they don't agree to never use this one? Is this the error? I never know. This may be error. So let me just make sure track what I did so far. I should open a bracket, close it. This should be for authentication. For the login, I didn't close it there. I don't care about the error. You could print the error if you want. Cannot login. I say what the error you have. You could do it. But what's happened now? What he will do is this. Okay, stop again. Stop bold and both successful. When the application starts, he tries to login. If the user already logged in, he will show you the information. If he is not, he will create a new user in the database, and that's what you will see it in seconds in this part. You see now, I don't have any users because no one login, but first user login, he will have it here registered. So let you wait until we see what the output. You could see it from the application after he do loading. So yes, it's really important for us to learn how to use Firebase. So authentication, as I told you, it's an important part to do authentication. I didn't did any authentication like username, email. I don't want to make the application so complex. Sometimes we need just authentication without any information, just authenticate and bam, we done, we all set. So Yes, let you wait and see if he's able to log in. If he's able, you know that you have to show me user login here. If he not, you have to show me the error. So bum 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 bum. Waiting. Here is it. See, he show you the user UID. This is that one was the user UID. This is the user UID. Okay. If I just go to Firebase now, just refresh the page, you will see create a new user for you. Now this user is authenticated to use these services because I authenticate this user. As I told you, this type of the user is anonymous. That's meaning he don't have email, he don't have password. We'll talk about using login with email and password, but this type of user just logging with nothing. See, this is the user. If you see, this is the UID for him, same one that you have in the code. So every user when he created in the Firebase, he will give it the unique UID. So it's really amazing thing to track the users who are using your app. So now we log in, we are good. So we could go next and start using the database. Hey again. To start using chat service, we have first to add Firebase for database. So first of all, make sure you close everything. Going here to this one, make sure you open the pod file, and when you open it, make sure you add here in the end here. By the end, just go down, say hey, I need pod to add Firebase for database. Okay. Database, this one. Why? Because I need to use the database. So Control X, you want to save it? Yes, enter, bam, then pod install. Then bam, for some time, then he will install the Firebase database. So now taking some time and he is ready for this new service. So click on it, wait for a second until he try to able to configure anything is missing, then he will be ready to use Firebase database. So what I want to do now, I want to do chat application. So let's just first learn how to use this Firebase. So first of all, let me just click add text field. Someone enter text and type text, and we will add some pending or whatever pinning later on. But let's just start with very simple and straightforward. Say enter text. And you have a button. Okay, this could have a text, name it, double click on it, name it the text, send. Okay, that's very basic. Now connect this two with code, so we will not go again to the UI while we are working. So this one should goes under this one, so name it txt chat text. And this button should be on. Someone click on it. So bam bam bam. So hopefully I did here whatever I want to do. So this one should be for chatting. Oh, pam pam, view send to room. Okay, because this should be chat room. So action it. There you go. Now going back to the view controller, this one, remove this one, and I think I'm good now to go. So now this is my code and this is the Firebase. So how I could use Firebase database and how the Firebase database work. Firebase database work as a node, so it's not like other database working as a table or whatever. No, here we are working as a node. So if you have a user as a node, the user have username and password. That means he will have a two node, username and password, and every node have value and have another value. So if you just think about, you have here users, okay, your users, okay. So you suppose you will just say, okay, this one should have another kids inside it. I don't know. I just go. You just click here. It's really hard to do it here. From this part I need to do it from the code, dismiss. So I could do it from the code. Let me just do it from the code. He doesn't allow me to do it here. So as I told you, if you have a user, the user have two node, email and password, for example, they have to have two node inside it. So this is the way he work, like node inside node, node inside node. So let me just try to think about, you are doing text chat, you want to send. So that means you have to have a node named chat. Okay, and inside it node name it text, and inside the text there is a value. Okay, wait a second, I will go here. To get started, first of all, you have to initialize your Firebase database. So you say, okay, var ref will be equal to Firebase far database references, okay, dot init. Then from here, after I login, make sure after login, just so see reference equal to, and I want to initialize it, so I say far database dot database dot references. Cool, just reference it, and I think I'm good to go. You could say self, it's better. So now now I just create new, connect with a Firebase database. I say, hey, I have this instance from Firebase database, these two lines. The idea behind these two lines is just creating an instance from Firebase database. Okay, now you want to use this instance. Okay, what you want to do? Okay, I want to say self dot reference. I want to add child inside the reference, name it chat. Okay, and inside the chat I add value, name it, for example, whatever you want to give it. Let me give it, you just give me 4 key. I don't want 4 key. I say value, for example, Hussein. So now I will have a node, name it chat, inside it value, name it Hussein. So let me just start very simple and straightforward. So just click run and let me see node value, maybe not value, it should be set value, sorry. So I say node, for that reason I get this error, should be set value. Okay, you're setting a value for that node. You say, okay, I have a node, name it chat, inside it set the value for that node with Hussein. So now you will totally understand what you are meaning. You are saying, hey, I have this node and this node have this value, and bam, I'm done. So hopefully now just rerun it to make sure everything is gone smoothly, and he will be able to load the things for me. So as I told you, this two line, just create node, name it chat, inside set the value for that node to Hussein. We will go step by step and we will learn more and more in this part. So just wait, we are learning. So I just want to give you like good overview about this, how the Firebase database work. So wait a second and let you see while he is loading the application. So let you wait. Here we go. After a second he just load everything for me, and bam, I think I'm done. So he just load. You have to show me. Why he doesn't show me anything? Does he still loading, or there is any error inside the application? I have no idea what's the error. So I don't see any error here. That means he's still loading. That means he's still loading. So yes, he's still loading. So yes, here you go. This is my application. So if I just click send for now, he create node, name it chat, inside it value, name it Hussein. Okay. Because why? Because here I create node, name it chat, inside it value, name it Hussein. So instead value of Hussein, I will add the value for the whatever the person enter in the text. So I say, hey, txt chat dot what dot text, whatever the value there, please post it. So now whatever people insert here, click send, he will add it here. And let me see what we could do with this one. So wait a second, and bam, loading, bam. Yeah. So now if I just say, if I say hi, in this one, hi, if I just click enter, he add in the chat word hi. If I say welcome, he add in the chat, because I have node, he will not create a new node for me. I still having that node, and I'm just updating that node value. How are you? Okay, still I have the node, and just updating the value for that node. So it's clear. Good. So now let me think about it, about the problem from the different place. If I just want to pass more than one information, so I don't want to pass just the chat text, I want to pass the, for example, post date, the username also. So how I do that? Okay, I have to define some dictionary. This dictionary should have number of things. What the thing you have to know it? I need to pass the text. What the value for it? Okay, whatever the value is available here. Okay, what the second element you want to pass it? I want to pass the name of the user. So the name of the user on the room. So let's suppose for now I have Hussein only. Then we will add label for the username, your username in the room. So this is should not be in this way, because you're now chatting hash map. So key value. Well, the third key, I name it post date, like whatever he posts this text. So this one, I could not get the date of the phone, which doesn't make any sense, because maybe people live in the United States and people living in Middle Asia, so they have different time. I would prefer to take server time. So to get server time, say FAR server value dot time. So now he get the server time. Now in chat, I instead setting this value, I will set the dict value, which is this information that I pass it. That's what that means, that I have a node named chat. Inside node of the chat, there is node named text with this value, node named name with this value, not named post with this value. So let we see what we get so far. Now we have a new chat that have 3 child inside it. How we did that? You saw it in seconds. So let we see. Wait 15 seconds and see. I know that's it take too much time, but I don't know why. Maybe because there's error I have here. Wait a second, what are the errors I have then here? Okay, maybe these things need to have spaces. If you had space from one side, you have to add it from both sides. Sorry for that. Then you just run it again, because I'm sure he did not take all that time. Bolding failure. You say, hey, this one is just dictionary. You have to say this is a dictionary. So to say this dictionary, say as the key should be string and the value could be any. Why the value is any and key string? This is big topic to discuss, because I'm sure this one is text, but I'm not sure this one is text. Maybe this one have another child inside, like this one. This child, I'm sure the text, but I'm not sure the value is text. The value is object. So for that reason, I say the value is any, and you will see this a lot. The key is string and the value is any, because as I told you, the value may be like another kids inside it, child inside child, not kids, child inside child. So chatting app, and let you see what we get so far. So what do I do here? I say welcome to game, send up. See, he create node for me, name it child. Inside node child, he created three node this for me. See it? He create name, post date, text. Now if I say welcome only, see what will be updated. He update this one, the post date, he update this value. He didn't create a new node. Does that mean like all people who are using this one or this application will write in the same node? It doesn't make any sense all people write in the same node. We need to see all the people data. I cannot do it with this one, because if I have a key, the key cannot be repeated again. You know that key, it's hash map, key cannot be repeated. So I have to get something randomly, organize the one user from another. How I do that? Okay, they provide me a just amazing function. Name it what? Name it child by ID. So this function, he will create a new node, again node. So now I have child name it node, inside it another node randomly, then inside that node my data. This function will, every time I create a new node with random value, he will not repeat the value either. So when he don't repeat the value, you sure 100% you are in safe place. So let me just make sure I'm deleting this one, so I will not have any problem. Then I could do post again, so he will create the nodes in the way that I wanted to see. So see, I select, I write hi, see, he create node for me, name it child. Inside it, this node, the random value. So this function, that function, or that method, create that random node. And inside it, the values that I have them. So what more? If I click again, I say welcome to game. Okay, bam. Just you create a new node, because this ID is totally different from this ID. Again, you have Hussein, but different value. The post date different value, post different. And this is the idea of how the chat room working. Sick. Okay, bam, he create a new node for you with these 3 values. So see how is it? Okay, now I think I'm all set with this part, only the name of the person. So I would prefer the person pass his name, like he just enter his name and I pass the name to the second activity, or maybe in any way that you want it. So I would go to the application and I will go to the next video just to prepare the way of passing the name from that activity to this activity. Hey again, what I want to do in this video, just main page, some person ask him to, anyone want to enter chat room, we will ask him to enter his name, then we pass it to the second activity. So you know that to work with a new page, I have to add a new view controller, and this view controller, I should say, hey, this is my start point, so I should move the start point to this activity. And what this activity have to have, two things. You have to have text field, someone enter his name, your name in the room, so bam, make sure it is. Anyway, you could do it in this way, so your name in room, in chat room, like ask him to enter his name in the chat room, not background, sorry, just copy it, should be in the placeholder. Ask him to enter his name, what the name that you'd like in the chat room. Then I add button, the button just for login the user. So I say, hey, pam, login. So this one have to be pinned from top, from this side, bam, I'm done. This one also should be pinned from this side from the top. And okay, maybe you didn't like the size of this button, you want to make it bigger, I could do it for you before I just pin this one. So I will say, okay, this one I don't like it in this way up here. I never like the buttons to be in background that way, so have them in this background, maybe more helpful for the people. So yes, you see this is a login button, so somehow it appears as a login button. So now this button needs to be pinned from this side, and the width and height to be fixed, so no one could change them. Bam, I'm done. So because this is a view control, have to have a file that manage it. So add a new, okay, CocoaPods view controller. I name it view controller for login. This is just for logining thing. So bam, login. So I'm done from this part. So what I do more, I say, hey, this controller should be connected to this view controller. So go down, should be view controller login. Now let me just connect the object and pass them to the second activity. I'm saying here, this is my login page, so this should be the login. So this one should be, hopefully I got the correct function. UI view controller, yes, I name it li username, okay, and this one should be bu login, so bu login, and I make it outlet, sorry, bu, you say what he say, cannot insert, bu, okay, I think he just complained about the place that I want to post my code. So I think first of all you have some wrong in the writing code here, because here if you look here to the login page, I think I didn't pass it to the VC login, this one VC login, but what that one was. Okay, so this one should be this, and this one should be manual view controller login. Is not the one that I'm looking for, unfortunately. I'm looking for VC login. I don't know why he showed me different one. Top level. Here you go, this is mine. So that username, this should be the BU login. So you could say, here is it, say BU login, ask user to do up. I don't need to do outlet, I need to do this one. Wait a second, I just removed this one. Let me just first of all remove this button, and because I removed this button I have to make sure go here and remove it so I will not have any running issues. Boom. Then go ahead, now connect me. This one should be BU login, and this one should be action. Here you go. Now I have this button sound for user login. So also what you need to do is this. We said, hey, I want to go from this one to this one, so I have to select the activity, control, then go to this one, click show. So I will show you this activity, so he go from this one to that one. And now in the code of the login, I try to implement the code for presenting everything. So I don't need this part, I need to do login. So to present, you now say first of all, say perform segue. Well, the name of the segue you want to give it any name, like show chatroom, and the value that you pass it, I don't pass anything for now, so I pass null. I don't care about any value to pass it. And what I have a chat room, so that's mean I have to go to the UI and say, hey, this segue as IO identification should be named as a chat room, so you could know it. So now in the code login, I say, okay, I have everything in the segue, so now he could perform, so I say prepare. So in now the process, he say, hey, first of all, if the segue dot identification equal this one chat room, that's me coming from this chat room. I also try to follow this pattern, so when you have more than one you don't have any problem. Now you say, hey, if let the destination this equal only segue, okay, see what segue dot destinations this okay, let segue dot destinations, then you convert it to what, to view controller, because I want to go to the view controller, which is this view controller. I want to pass also to this view controller, I want to pass the username. So what you suppose variable user name, this way I supposed to be a string, and it doesn't have any value as initial value, so I suppose I'm passing username to this one. So in here destination, okay, if I have anything I'm ready, that's me, okay, destination dot username, I pass them whatever I have in the text, which what I have txt or la username.text, just pass it to him. You could follow this pattern, or you could do it in this way, like send it from here to here, like same pattern that we did before, send it through here, then here read it, or you could do it very simple and straightforward. Bam, and you will be all set. So now I think I have the login ready, and in the main page here in the controller, when he get the user login, you have to be able to set it without instead his in every time. Now I'm using different users, like every time whatever users you want to log in, make sure this users also should be in this way, is this sign after it, because we are reading value from someone expect to have a null, so make sure mention that one after it. So let's wait a second and see if I will be able to load everything, and if he will be able to show me whatever I expect to see. So so this is the chat room. Hopefully now everything sounds cool. Here you go, he asked me for enter your name in the chat room. Let me name myself Jenna Logan. He take me to this page. I say hey all, bam, you just have to create a new node with the username Jenna, post, and he said hi all. Amazing. So let's go next and complete our application. Hey again, I did the part for user login, and now I have list of the information in the database. I want just to see this information in the table view, and when any person click in live, I see whatever he click. So I will start this part by implement the table view. So let me just take this one down, add a send button because it should be a send, and this text should be beside the send button. Okay, they should be always in the down, and there should be table view, okay, for people to post. So make it sure it is in this way, and make sure you just give some space for some people who live down below. So yes, I think it is good now, for now at least. So now I chat, click send text, and this is the chat things. Because it's table view, so it needs table view cell. So just add the cell and let me see what we could do in this cell. So just at start point, I suppose this cell to have a color, as we said before. All of them should use, okay, maybe you didn't like this one. I used the preferred color for me, which is, no, it is same one. So I start to be lying. So here is it, background. Also for this one, I would use same that color. So for the view controller, I just keep it the same, just only that part. So this is my chat place. So I would start very simple thing. I just add the view, single view, and inside this view, where is it, the view? Boom, boom. Okay. Okay, I would suppose I have this view, and very basic and straightforward, and inside this view there should be a label to show username. Like Hussein or whatever. This should be the username and the complete line. And under it, that text that show me all the details. So text field. I like this one. Always I'm starting using it a lot. So you see the username and what he is saying. Okay, which sounds fine for me now. Okay, yes, now everything sounds fine. So what's more, the constraint. So first of all, this is my table view. The table view should have a constraint on this, in this way, this way, this way, and I don't care about down below. Should be considered for this part. This part should have a constraint with this side, this side, this side. Okay, and boom, and this one also, this one also should have a constraint between this side, and for example 3 from this side with this label. So I don't know why this one is too big. So make sure to add a constraint between them. And whatever horizontal things, so to keep them in the same place. And this view, which is this view, I have it. I have to have a constraint from all sides. I don't know why I have 14. It's too much for me having all these places. Like let me say, okay, 14. Let me say 10. Okay, and left from this side 10 and from that side 10, which is because I don't want to create too much padding. And this one I want it to be pinned from this, and pump. This one should be moved to this one with leading and training, both of these, and this one should be pinned, same thing, from top, this. You just pin it from all the places. You could do it fixed size, or you don't need if you don't need to do that. So this is the person, what he said, and bam, name text. You could do it in any other format that you like. I just see it in this way, it'll be easy for me. So add file for that cell. So I say new, I say UI table view. So UI table view cell, and name it table view cell chat. Okay, for the chat, and bam, and say, hey, I have this table view cell, should be connected with this cell for the chat thing. So make sure go here and connect it. Bam, done. Okay, Deal. Let me just connect it by a code, so I could go to continue, saying, hey, this is my chat thing. Let me just remove that one. Okay, I have to go here from the top level, table view chat things. So this one has a input field, label. I name it LA user name. Okay, and this one should be LA text. LA text. Okay, and boom, two of these. Now what the second part, you now need to set these, but before to set this I have to have an object to handle this information. Okay, just CocoaPods, name it chat, whatever, and I select it as an NS object, and boom, save it. This chat object, because this chat object you believe have two things now, name and password. So I say, okay, name or username, you expect the username to be a string, and expect you have another variable, that text that he posted should be also a string. You could get many information you could get the data posted, so the date post, you could get it, but I'm not interested in data post. You have to implement it if you want to. Initialize for these three things. This one and this one and that one. I told you the data post is your responsibility. The data post, I don't care about it for now. So what I need more to do, I need to say, hey, self dot username will be equal the username, then self dot text will be equal to the text, then self dot the data post will be equal to date post. I don't like it to be capital here because the variable should be small. Not should be, it's just naming convention. So date, here is it. So now I have a chat, so I could go here, save it. I could go to TV calls, and here I say, hey, I have function for set chat. Okay, should take object, name it chat, from instance class chat capital. Okay, so two things to do. The username should be whatever username I got it. So username dot text equal whatever the username in the chat object dot username. See, he give me the big object, the character one. I need this one dot text, and also I need LA post. So I think I just dot text should be, this one should be the chat text, and this one should be the chat dot username. So just whatever I got it, the object got it, just pass it here, and boom, you're all set. So now just go to the view controller and say, hey, this is my code, this is my view controller. Okay, I want to have this view controller, which is I don't able to access to it with these complex things, so better thing just get it from this way. This view controller should connect it here, which is name it LA chat list. Okay, list of the chat, and boom, you're done. Now I think all the work I could do it from the view controller, because everything now is ready for me to start working there. So using a view controller, using table view, you have to use UI table view delegate and UI table view, I think UI table view data source. Why he doesn't show me? Okay, UI table view data source. So let me just align these things. So I have chatting this one. So after load and everything, I say okay, I have chat dot delegate should be equal to the self, and I have chat dot data source should be equal to self. Okay, so great. So I have these two information. Set it up. Now to do number of component, table view, all that things, I need to list or to get list of the load the messages from the server. So let me define function here, name it func load chat room. Okay, load all the thing in the chat room. So how to load the chat room? This is an interesting thing to do. If you see in the chat room, I have a node named chat, and whenever anyone do post, okay, kids is good. There's a new child adding to this post, but did you see there is event happen in this one? So whenever you add a new thing, the node that always updated, that is this node. So I could listen on this node and get all the data from it. Whenever I have any update, I get all the data from it, and bam, I will be all set. So how to do that? First of all, let me just define variable list of chat. Take this list of chat info will be an instance of the chat class. It does not instance, should be array of chat class, and doesn't have anything here. So, and this one just get load the data from the Firebase. So how to do that? Okay, I have self.reference. I want to listen to the child. Which child I want to listen to? I want to listen to this child. The child that I want to listen to, it is same one that all people do post on, which is this one that never change. Okay, I want to listen to this one whenever any change happen inside it. Then I do whatever I say. Okay, I need the data will be ordered. So I say, hey, a query ordered. So query ordered by what? I define which child I want to order all the text. I want to order, like bring the data ordered according to this data type. So I just arrange them to me. Then I say dot observe. Observe will take nothing. Take first of all the event, just say dot value, and the second parameter that take it say with, say what you want to do with it. So I say, hey, I want to do with it this thing. You say open a bracket, close it. So all your code goes between this code. So what you want to do, I expect to have from the database same thing, name it snapshot. Okay, this is the data that I expect to get from the Firebase. So I could play with this object. This is coming as a complete object. So now I want to read all the information that coming inside this object to start processing this data. So how I do that? Okay, first of all, make sure to clean the list view from the data, because maybe the chat have another information. Dot remove all. So first of all, remove all the object that you have in this chat list. Good. What's the second thing you have to do it? Okay, say if let the snapshot will be equal to what? To snap, which is this one, this thing, snapshot dot children. I need all the children dot all objects. So I need all the children, all objects, to bring them, and I want them to be as Firebase FAR data snapshot. So just get the data as snapshot, then play with these data. So what I need to do with these data? So to do with this data, I say, hey, self, or I could pass this data now is a snapshot. So snapshot now to represent two parts. The key snapshot.key, the key will represent all these keys inside, because I'm saying to node name a child. When I say, hey, child, now the snapshot represent the child. When I say snapshot.key, that means this key. When I say snapshot.value, that means all these value for that key, because the key have many values. So how to do process? Okay, going back here to do process for that, I'm not interested too much about the key, and my interesting is about the value of it. So you would say, okay, let the value or chat data will be instance of string and any object. Why string and any object? Because you know that because I know the key is string, but I don't know what the value should be. So then this one should be whatever you have it in Snapchat as a values. So I'm just getting the value. Hopefully I could get it right. Okay, maybe I wasn't, because I need to do for loop for this. So wait a second. So first of all, you define Snapchat, then you want to get the data inside the Snapchat. Say Okay, now this is snapshot. If you go here, will represent this object at the chat. So it have number of objects inside it. So I have to do for loop to move through all these objects. So do here for snap in snapchat, which is this one. Okay, I'm doing for loop around this one. So this one will have list of objects. I say, okay, if I have value, the important part for me is this value. The list of object that I have it, every object will represent two parts. You know, this object, I do for loop of snap. So now snap one time represent this key and have value. This key and have value, this key and have value. I'm not interested for the key, but I'm most interested in the values. So I'm saying, hey, going back here, I'm saying here, if the post data will be equal to the whatever you have in the snap.value, because I'm reading the value, but the value expected to be as string and object. Because UI string and any object, because I'm sure 100% the key is string. For now, I'm sure the value is also string, but I say any object because just to be safe, because maybe later on people want to update it. So then, bam, here you go. So now I'm getting the values. That means for every element, when he be here on this one, I don't get the key, I get this value, which represent these things. Then I get these values, represent these things. Then I get these values, represent these things. So now I could process these values one by another. So, as I told you, you could do just for object string and bam, you all set. And you could do string and value, and you if you expect to have things like something else. So I do any object to avoid any error. So first of all, what I need to get, I say, hey, I need to get the post username. I say, hey, let username will be equal to whatever I have here as a key. So if I say, hey, I have the key name it username. So if I'm looking here, what's the name of the username? It is this one. So just take it and add it here. And this one need to be casted to string. I say, okay, as string. Okay. Okay, cool. So here I'm getting the name and the key and put it here as a username. What more? Let text. Okay, whatever the text you have it. Same thing. Take whatever you have it here and add it in that variable. What you have here, I have this text or this text, any one of them. Just the name, take it correct. What the third object let you have it? Okay, the last part that I want to use it is the value of the post. So if I said let post date, okay, will be equal whatever I have in the post date, which this one variable post date, whatever the value here. So the value that I have in the post date, you know about it. If you just bring it to you, it is this one, the post date. This is the value. This is the object name. Okay, if I just take this code here and I try to say, hey, this one is not string. This one should be as post date, which is I expect to have it as long integer. So I say C long. But maybe you will have a problem here with this definition, because C long maybe you don't have value for it. So it's better to say, hey, I have variable, name it C long, which is part from C long, and this one not initialize it, and you said, hey, if the post date in will be equal this one, there is have value, please initialize this post date for me. Just try to avoid any error that you may have it with the post date when you bring the value from the server. So yes, this is really what we did. And now just push these data to the to this list. So just wait a second, I have a chat now. Chat getting two things, text, and it doesn't get this one. Post date, take it as a string. You could pass it, you could not. If I just take it as a string, post date, text. Okay, I got it now. So if I just go to the view controller, now I have this list is empty. Now I want to follow the data. I say, hey, post.append please with the chat thing. So in the chat you have many information to pass. Have 3 of these. Username, so whatever you have in the username here. The text, whatever you have the text here. The third thing is the date. I will pass it in this way, change it to string to avoid any error. You could do convert this date from the server time to other thing, but I don't have a lot of time to do that for you here. So yes, passing the information and you're done. When he done from all these loop, load all the information, just ask the table view self dot table view. Which is table view? Where is it? Did I create an instance from the table view? UI text, UI table view. Yes, UI chat list. So I say, hey, UI chat list dot reload, because I need to reload the data again when I update it with the new values. So hopefully now everything sound okay. So now whenever this method have to be called when the application gets started. So after I do login, I complete the login part from my application, which is this login. You see I success pass. Okay, after I success pass, I start using the chat room to start listening on the data and follow them and reload this LI chat list. Okay, I think we are almost done. 3 things to do. First of all, I need to define how many components I want to show, or how many section. 1. How many components? So number of component. The component will depend on the number of the array I have in the list of chat info dot count. And then the last one is row at cell for row at. So it should be let cell for row at should be tview cell chat will be instance of table view. Then you say dq chat with identification, give it this identification, and for that index path, and make sure you just go to the UI, and in the design UI just make sure to update the cell ID to that ID. So let me see. So this is the cell ID. You just make sure to go to the identification and give it this ID in the identification. So now everything already, save it, just go continue. So you have the cell. So I say, hey, cell dot what set. I just pass the data for the chat, whatever I have it in the list of what list of chat info for index path dot row. So just passing them, then bam, URL say should be return, and you return cell chat, and you should be all set now. 3 elements, and we have no problem. One last thing I have to do, when people do chat, I need always move it to the end. Like whenever anyone posts, I did move the chat to the end, move the table view to the end. So I say, hey, define a new thing, say let index path will be equal instance of index path, which take 2 parameters. This one take first of thing the row we are interested, and the section. How many rows? I need to go to the last row in this element. So just go to the what, to this one dot count -1 last row. Which section? Section 0. Okay, now I have the table view, and I have when I want to go. Okay, I say, hey, table view dot scroll to. So move me to what? To this index path that you define it, and in the bottom. So I say bottom in this way, and do the animation. I need a true. Yes, I need animation. So I think everything is sound cool. Maybe you say, hey, why I have to write self here? Whenever you call from something listener, you have to write word self, unless you will have a problem. So for example here, if I just remove this one, you will have a problem in the login things. So you have to mention that word before it. So now hopefully now everything is cool. We don't have any problem in the things that we wanted. So DQ, this one need to be changed to as table view cell chat, and I think now everything ready for our chat room or chat application to start working fine and amazing. Here we go. Just enter my name like Jenna, for example. Launch the room. Here you go. He show me all the text, whatever people say. If I say welcome in the room, or I say, hey, any welcome in the room, any welcome for a new user. If I just click, see, here is it. So yes, here is Jenna, here is everything, and everyone now, if you set up this application on thousands of devices, all of them could see each other and from their home, from any place. So here we done. Thank you for watching. See you next.